All to a strong start. V Diva getting locked into the outside, a little bit locking on the inside. Both of them are trying to find a spot to go through. V Diva is going for, it looks like the Soul Crush.
And a little bit Breaker just not having any of it, saying, guess what? I refuse to sink to your level. I'm waiting right here. Well, maybe not. Wait for it, wait for it.
Is she going to actually take the bait?
Now this is going to put both of them on lap. If they get sucked into the pack, lap -1.
Didn't get sucked back into the pack, but she has got a little bit of distance to clear.
Up front, Lunch Lady, Little A, as well as I believe, yes, 138, Lily the Kid running a 3 tractor trailer block and a full-on train shutting down a little bit.
Little bit. Making some headway, maybe. One to beat, she does! Tampa takes the first lead jam.
And like Jemmy Morg says, you just got bit. Lead jammer Tampa. Inside straightaway, moves to engage. Taken out of bounds, calls it off. Kong with the block, number 88. One Philly blocker in the box. Wait for it, wait for it.
Looked like they were signaling up 1-2 and
Baby makes 3. The Tantrums draw first blood.
PH Diesel taking the star.
Run
Tampa sneaking on the inside, picking up lead jam.
And a power jam with the Liberty Bells jammer number 18, Vanessa Sides V Diva in the penalty box. Tantrums with a passive offense up front, a full contingent of Liberty Bells blockers. Diesel tries to sneak through.
She had one to beat, got knocked to the inside. She's gonna have to go back and reset this one.
I believe that was courtesy, if I saw correctly, either fully automatic or heavy flow on the inside. On the second effort, thumb is out, grand slam.
Tampa and PH Diesel making up some points right now. Any points made right now, this is all icing for Tampa before the cake is even made. Starting out this one with a, oh, she did get the track cut, lost one, didn't pick up the other. She's gonna have to go to the penalty box, which is gonna be releasing Philly's jammer. V Diva is back up on the track. She actually came out just before it ended up going in, so PH Diesel's gonna be serving that full minute.
And they're counting it as the initial pass. Thought that was going to be a track cut, but number 78, Betty Kruger for the Tantrums, called for the direction of gameplay. Little zip zop, scoop the bop. Diva gets clear. Thumb is out. Grand slam, Philly.
It's Philly opportunity to make up for those points that they had missed at the beginning of this. 5-8, the current score, with her still jamming, taking a step in. Great move by V Diva. Jumping back in 2 toes and be able to get back into position. Tampa's getting another blocker onto the field. It's going to be Blackjack slowing her down just a little bit, but not before she picks up another 5. This is a 15-point jam so far.
And no mean feat. Number 18, V Diva, just powering her way past number 21. Though Blackjack shrugged off the initial block. Jam will end on 2 minutes.
Test.
Just a reminder, between jams, again, if you're at the host hotel, you want to go to the after party at our merch table, $5 for shuttle passes to get you from the host hotel to the after party at level 3 tonight. Back to the action.
Philly's going to start this power jam. She's got a few seconds left on the clock for the Tampa jammer.
That's number 100, Antidote, trying to push her way, but defense with Lily the Kid, and Lil A holds the line on the initial attempt.
She is finally through. She is a lead jammer right now for this jam.
And that'll be 138, Lily the Kid being sent to the box for the Tantrums. Big block by the Lunch Lady.
Lunch Lady putting her to the floor. She's going to have to come all the way back.
PH Diesel done with her penalty, done with the initial pass. Up front, it's Lunch Lady, it's Little A at the pivot, forcing the call.
Calling that off just in time. PH Diesel looking at that black shirt in front of her. She thought she could make it. They were tying up Antidote inside the pack just enough. It looked like she didn't have a chance to call it off, but noticed her just at the last second and does get the call off before Tampa scores any points.
And Cliff Huxter, here's how you know the Liberty Bells are taking this bout seriously. For the first time all weekend, number 85, Teflon Donna, will take the star for the Liberty Bells in the first half. They've been saving her as a jammer in the second half. Manages to sneak her way, juke her way past number 21 Blackjack, lead jammer Philly. Number 20, Lauren Kill, jamming for the Tantrums, gets around 527, heavy flow. Two wall up front for the Tantrums, Blackjack and Kruger.
Teflon's calling that off, only picking up the 2. Past one skater, did pick up the 1 in the box. That'll be 2 points for Philly. 21-12, your current score, with a little less than 24 minutes left to play in this first half of the last bout of the second day of Franky Panky.
3 blockers aside, no advantage either team. Number 7, Tasmaniac, up against number 18, Vanessa Seitz, V Diva. The fans in turn 4 calling for a Sharknado.
V Diva goes down for a second. See if Taz can make anything of this. It does! Tampa lead jam.
Beat her if you can, survive if she lets you. She is lead jammer. Look at the move on the outside.
No pack call. Taz comes through.
Number 88, Kong, sent to the box for Philly. 3-2 pack advantage for the Tantrums. It is 9:57, Ginger, Vitus, and Castro. Can't hold the line.
Philly can only hope to hold up the Tantrums just long enough for to get their jammer back out.
Pivot block by 957, Ginger Vitus forces Taz to stop and re-enter at the back. Multiplayer block called. That will go on Castro. 0-6 for Philly.
Tampa just getting back to full strength, and that is the jam call right now. Right now, Philly starting this one with only 2 blockers on the floor. That's 9:57.
Ginger Vitus.
I can't see the other right now.
With its 527 heavy flow.
There you go.
We're on Ultra Jam formation to start things off with number 22, Parisi. And the Tantrums, Cliff, looking to turn it up and bring the noise.
With 21-27, this is a great opportunity for her to get lead jam off of this, and does. Tantrums lead jam.
4 wall, the heavy hitters for the Tantrums. Blackjack, Alley Cat Scratch, Pupcake, Kruger, the break stuff line. Diva gets through on the initial pass. Heavy flow, 527, forces the call, but wait. Thumb is out, grand slam!
She was wondering if she got that last blocker herself. Turns out she did, does get the point. 21-32, Tampa lead. Little less than 21 minutes left to play, first half.
We'll start it off with a 4-2 pack advantage. Number 100 Antidote for the Liberty Bells. Again, if you're watching on DNN, Philly in the black, Tampa in the pink. Jamming for Tampa 365. A little bit breaker. 1 black jersey to beat. Gets around fully automatic. Lead jammer Tantrums.
Little bit using an inside line, double stepping, coming through. Looking really strong there. Tampa definitely needs a couple of solid jams here to open up that point spread. Little bit does sneak through with a lateral slide, picking up the floor and calling off that jam.
Tucks around the outside of number 88 Kong, and in that jam, Cliff Huxter, it truly was Beauty who killed the beast.
PH Diesel taking the jammer star for Tampa. And that's number 85, Teflon Donna for the Liberty Bells.
Start off as a 4-3 pack advantage for Tampa. Defense holds on the inside lane, courtesy of 313. Emma knock you out. Lead jammer 85, Teflon Donna, Liberty Bells.
Liberty Bells going to try to snap back on this jam, picking up at least one. Pinballing through the pack, finally found some daylight. Got one to beat, Betty Kruger. And she's going to call that one off after picking up those clean 4 points.
Yeah, Teflon Donna not wasting any time. The moment she saw the jam ref hold up those points, she said, I'm not going to let him burn any more clock. Call it, call it, call it. Tampa's still up by 11 as they'll reset with number 18, V-Diva, up against number 20, the miseducation of Lauren Kill.
Five seconds to that whistle. Lauren Kill trying to push her way through that pack, only met with a back. Meanwhile, Philly finding a hole, taking lead jam.
Elbow penalty called on number 44, fully automatic for the Liberty Bells. 2 all up front, slowing down number 20, including heavy flow for the Liberty Bells, as well as 06 Castro. And I think they're going to call 527 heavy flow for an out-of-play penalty.
V-Diva on her second pass, picking up those 4 points, but it's going to be called off. Take those 4, go back home. Take a little rest, 29-36. Tampa still in the lead. A little less than 18 minutes left to play in this first half.
And again, the Tampa fans in turn 3 with the Sharknado chant for number 7, Tasmaniac, as she takes on 100 Antidote. 4-2 pack advantage, Tampa.
Philly being forced to take a lot of penalties in this one, and they're not just straight. There we cut tracks, slip throughs. Tasmaniac does get lead jam on this one. Antidote trying to fight past Blackjack, bridging it out for a few seconds, did not keep her in.
And Glyph, this may be part of the tantrum strategy. Don't worry so much about the jammer rotation Philly has. Take out the blockers, force them in penalty trouble, cut off the legs, and the giant falls.
And that's what exactly has been happening. Phillies hasn't had a full pack, I want to say in 3 jams. Was the last time they had a full pack on the floor. Check. And we're back. Sorry for those on DNN, a little bit of technical issues.
In the meantime, there's going to be number 85, Teflon Donna for the Liberty Bells, getting the grand slam on that pass. Liberty Bells pulling to within 5 of the tantrums, up against number 22, Breezy.
Breezy finally making through on that initial pass. And that's finally going to get called off. Teflon Donna getting 4 more on that.
And actually, with an update, I just realized why they're running Teflon Donna early on in the first half. Traditionally, they've been running 2-4-7 devoid of mercy as part of their first half jammer rotation. With that bout against Jacksonville, she took a very hard shot to the face, possibly broke her nose. She's actually bench coaching this bout, so she's not skating. That's why we've got number 85, Teflon Donna, in for the first half rotation. In the meantime, 18, Vanessa Seitz, V-Diva, lead jammer, Liberty Bells. Blackjack coming in around turn 2. Diva shrugs it off. Thumb is out. Philly takes the lead.
V-Diva keeping both feet in bounds. Does make the pack. Clear again, 5 more points for Philly. I was going to say a little while ago, it was close now, 49-40 on this 10-point jam. She's going to call that one off, picking up 4 more. It was a 14-point jam to bring Philly into the lead, 53-40. After that one, 13:30 left to play in this first half. Antidote in there with PH Diesel. This is the, what I call the finesse line for Tampa.
And for the first time in several jams, it'll be the Liberty Bells with the pack advantage 4-3.
And their Antidote takes the lead jam for Philly. Liberty Bells going to possibly increase this 53-40 lead. A little juke, got to pass little A, it does! With a little help from her friends.
Philly's had a chance to scout out Tampa all weekend long and vice versa. They've seen little A up front as a pivot and seen her run those tractor trailer blocks. They, again, cut off the legs, clear out those trailers so they can bring in the blocker to take out A one-on-one. Antidote gets through, calls it off. Great job by the Liberty Bells.
Great play. Liberty Bells slowly picking apart the Tampa defense, which looked unstoppable so far, Frankie Panky.
And the first time for tonight, Apollo Anna with the star for the Tantrums. They will send off the pivot for Tantra to the box. I'm not quite sure we'll get up there. I think that's Pupcake.
Apollo still trying to fight her way through on her initial pass. Meanwhile, Philly scoring 5 more points. Teflon Donna. Philly looking like they're just trying to increase their lead and is able to. They're just picking through the Tampa defense right now.
Apollo Anna, her first adult season skating, the first graduate of the Derby Dolls, all the way up to Tampa Roller Derby and up against Heavy Flow and the Liberty Bells blocking crew. That's a daunting task for anyone.
That brings us to 71-40 with 11 minutes left to play. I know we have a timeout looking like Tampa.
And to play off what Vince was saying earlier about the Philly player being hurt, they were actively looking for a hockey mask with a face mask on it earlier on the bout, but they were obviously unable to find one, and that's why she wasn't able to skate for this. Back to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Al.
Play resumes. The Sharknado Tasmaniac, number 7 for Tampa, up against number 18, Vanessa Seitz, V-Diva for the Liberty Bells. 3 roll up front for the Tantrums. Look at little A, the giant killer. And they're calling a low block on Diva. Power jam, Tampa.
And Taz picks up lead jam for Tampa. This is a Tampa Bay power jam leading by Tasmaniac.
Cliff Huckster, I wondered if the Tantrums were going to put the small in stature, big in heart, little A, against number 18, the giant V Diva. They did, and so far, so good.
Drawing that block. Tampa has an opportunity now to catch up on that 71-45 lead. Taz slipping through for 5 more, bringing it to 50-71. Tampa is coming up.
Like a chainsaw through a Sharknado.
Why would you put a chainsaw in a Sharknado? That's just silly.
2 all up front. Liberty Bell's trying to run the bridge. Can Taz climb the ladder? Knocked out in center track in turn 1, calls it off to start fresh.
Picking up 3 more points before she does. 71-53, your score. 9:30 left to play this first half of the last bout of Franky Panky. Thank you so much for everyone on DNN who's sticking with us. This has been a fun weekend. I've been enjoying every single bout that's been happening. This has been great. If you love roller derby as much as we do, let us know over there on DNN. If you have any shout outs, we'll also let them know.
Power jam formation to start. Number 22, Breezy, up against all 4 Philly blockers. I see Castro, I see Kong. Forearm penalty called. It's going to go on number 88, Kong.
Right now, Pupskate takes the panty pass. She is ineligible to be lead jammer.
Well, lead jammer already number 18, V Diva. Scoreless jam. Pupcake arguing her case, saying, hey, I thought I passed at least 1 if not 2 pairs of hips, but the refs calls final.
That was close. She did not get any. Keeping the score exactly where it is, 71-53. Great panty pass through there through the middle.
.365, a little bit breaker up against number 100 Antidote, Tampa and Philly respectively. The Giant Killer, little A up front at pivot. Little bit breaker, lead jammer tantrums. Gets knocked out halfway through center track. We'll get 2 on the pass. Philly scoreless.
Passing 1, picking up the 1 in the box. That was 2 points. PH Diesel now in for Tampa. Going off Teflon Donna, number 85, for the Liberty Bells. A lot of fans in this house. .71-55 your score. A little more than 7 minutes left to play. PH Diesel dancing that inside line like a ballerina. Holding on to lead jammer.
This jam brought to you on Diesel Power, Cliff Huckster. Kruger tries to hold the line, buys the 1-2 punt for Pupcake on Donna. 3 wall up front.
PH Diesel trying for 3. Not seeing any numbers yet. Sione, she picked up on that. Be 2 points for Tampa. 2 more than what she would have gotten otherwise. 71-57 your current score.
Teflon Donna, number 85, arguing her case to the head ref, saying, hey, there was a drag of the skate inbound to outbound, possibly back inbound, trying to argue the track cut penalty. At this point, call stands. Points for PH Diesel in the tantrums.
V Diva going up against Lauren Kill. Lauren Kill got a fight on her hands in the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Little A.
Look at the bridge. Look at the kid, Little A, trying to hold the line against Diva. Number 20, Lauren Kill, sent to the box due to a track cut penalty.
She was looking for an out of play block, or excuse me, out of bounds block. Didn't get it. Pete Diva just trying to push her way through this solid pack. She's up against just Little A. Little A's got to let her go.
A bridge not far enough, but Diva will call it off. Tantra's blocking group bought enough time off the penalty to force the call.
76-57, little less than 5 minutes left to play. Philly leading this one for most of this first half. Tantrums did have a swap there for a few seconds at the beginning after Tampa's initial run of points. Right now, Power Jam Philly.
Number 100 Antidote and number 88 Kong will go to the box for, I believe, a back block penalty. But Lee Jammer, number 100 Antidote, Liberty Bells.
That did open up that pack quickly. I don't know if that back block was totally unintentional.
And they will send to the pivot, I believe it's Pupcake, but also Antidote.
Lauren Kill back out onto the floor. Power jam for Tampa.
It is Castro. It is 3:13. Emma knock you out on the outside, but Lauren Kill clear on her initial pass. Third Philly blocker, 5:27, heavy flow. Gets the block on Lauren, who stays in bounds.
Gotta let her go. She's up through for 5 points for Tampa. Grand slam. Cutting into that lead. Philly has 76-62 now for Tampa. Lauren Kill taking a break there. Trying to slow down. Coming up onto this pack. Got 2 to beat. Bridging out. She's through again for another 5. Double grand slam. 10 points. 76-67. Lauren threw for a third set of 5. 15-point jam. A lot of girls falling to the floor. No penalties being called. Betty Kruger's got to let her go. That'll be 5 points for Philly. No lead jammer on the floor, and that is gone for the full 2 minutes. Tampa picking up 1 extra one on that. It'll be a 16-point jam for Lauren Kill coming out of the penalty box after serving a minute. So she did all that in about 1 minute and 20 seconds.
And we'll go to an official timeout. They're signaling for a track cut over at the Tampa bench. Not sure who that's being called upon. That's actually going to go on number 20, Lauren Kill. They're saying towards the end, earned the track cut. So it'll turn into a power jam. Liberty Bells for number 85, Teflon Donna.
Look like they got sorted out. Looks like Teflon Donna, the lone jammer on the floor right now. That is the signal for the end of the official timeout. Next whistle is going to start it.
Finesse line up front, Lily the Kid, Tic-Tac-Tony, Lunch Lady, and the Giant Killer. Little A pushed out of play. Teflon gets lead.
Lining up again on that finesse line. Looking like they're trying to break it up a little bit at the beginning, but they have to start separating them out. She's fighting her way through Teflon Donna with a decent hit there by Little A. Keeping her on her feet, though. That's 5 points, increasing that lead to 86 over Tampa 73.
And actually, I think that block gets credit for an assist to number 138, Lily the Kid, as they'll re-engage going around turn number 1. Coming into turn number 2, Tampa trying to run the bridge.
Little A slowing it out what she could. 5 points being signaled for Philly. Lauren still on her initial pass, trying to fight her way through Philly's blocking line right now.
Whoa!
Hard hit. Number
401
401.
Tarantula. She'll get called for the low block penalty.
Lunchley trying to hold on to the front of that pack, but Teflon Donna does make through for 4. Didn't see a thumb out. 105.73. And ladies and gentlemen, that's halftime. Score of 105.73. Philly holding on to their dominance right now over the Tantrums. It looks like we were talking a little while ago, they're starting to pick apart that Tampa defense. Score shows at 105.73.
And Glyph, on a weekend, we're at the Golden Bowl. Windy City defeated Texas, Denver, and Bay Area Derby all in one weekend. Can history be made again in Tampa?
The first half of the first half, Tampa really came out to a strong lead, and it looked like Tampa's defense was holding back Philly, and it was good. It was solid. Then Philly slowly, throughout the first half, started picking Tampa apart. Tampa's got to make some adjustments to be able to hold on and come back from this little bit of a deficit. 105.73, Philly lead.
About 32 points. We'll start things off once again. Second verse, same as the first. 365, a little bit breaker for the Tantrums up against number 18, Vanessa Seitz, V Diva. Again, if you're just joining us, Tampa in their traditional pink and the Liberty Bells in the black. And a special shout out through GNN to the Liberty Bells from number 305, Shanita Stretcher, watching the Liberty Bells on DNN all the way from Philly.
DNN Worldwide Derby, straight to you in your comfortable home. You could be on here in Tampa with us. V Diva out to the lead jam for Philly.
Just powers her way past the finesse line for the Tantrums. In the meantime, 527 heavy flow, slowing down a little bit, gets her on the inside, gets clear on the initial pass.
V Diva getting through, calling it off, picking up them 4. That's all she needed. She saw everyone moving to the outside for a block. Took 2 steps, cut that inside line, and it was only a short trip to 4 points. Antidote in right now for the Liberty Bells. PH Diesel for the Tantrums. We do have to comment on the beautiful leggings of Tampa. They're so mystical. It is Fancy Pants weekend here in Tampa. Speaking of Fancy Pants, powered by Diesel. PH Diesel coming out lead jam.
And they'll call number 78, Betty Kruger, for a direction of the game play block. Diesel comes around, turn number 2, calls it, but they'll call it a scoreless jam.
She was moving in there to try to pick up 1, slid out of bounds before she got the initial pass up. Came back in as she was calling that jam, and luckily the 4th whistle blew before she cut back in on the track. Could have been walking away into the penalty box.
And as we go into jam number 3, hey, Apollo Anna, congratulations on graduating to the Adult League. Guess what? You get to take on Teflon Donna. Hey!
That's not a prize. I don't know. Apollo Anna getting pinned down to the back. That's Donkey Kong holding her down right now. Number 88 for Philly. Teflon Donna for her first scoring pass, picking up the 4 blockers and the jammer. 5 points, Philly.
At the half, it was the Tantrums winning the penalty war, about 11 trips to 15 trips, with at least 3 Liberty Bells players with at least 3 trips for early on with a 4-2 pack. It is Philly dominating that battle, Glyph.
Teflon Donna knew where Apollo was. Called it off just in time. No points scored for Tampa. A little bit of discussion happening in the center. Not going to affect the start of this next jam. Taz in against Vidiva. We're going to see how this one plays out. Taz immediately getting pinned down into the back with 4. Blackjack was the lone blocker to hold her, had to let her go.
And again, a runaway pack trying to shut down the Sharknado. 4-wall up front for the Liberty Bells. Taz not yet done with her initial pass, saying, excuse me, Blackjack, I've got to get through here.
Black just wanted to block somebody. Turns out our own player doing a light jump over Little A's inside leg. Liberty Bells scoring another 5 points.
Taz will finally clear on the initial pass. Pupcake at the back, a little slow to get up. Moves to reform. Jam will get called as Diva clears.
I am so sorry. Right. I didn't elbow her. I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't. Little bit. An antidote up to the line for Tampa and Philly respectively. A little bit dancing right behind, looking like she's gonna pull through. Tampa lead jam.
Tantrums with a Zerg rush on the outside straightaway, buys enough time for a little bit to get on through. Moves to engage, 4-wall shuts her down, but not before she gets one more point for Tampa.
75-123. Going to be your current score. Excuse me, 74? 74. That is correct. So 123-74. It was 73 before. Now it's 74. Right, I can do maths. Whew. Teflon Donna up for Philly. PH Diesel in for Tampa taking the star. A whistle's going to start us up here. PH Diesel going to have to fight through the block of 3 into the back, making no progress right now. There's a push to the front. The pack's getting split up a little bit. Bridging happening. Teflon Donna takes lead. PH Diesel getting knocked to the inside. Pop drop. She is going to have to come back in from the back.
And number 44 for the Liberty Bells, fully automatic, being sent to the box.
The first penalty in a little while. Again, going against Philly. It's been pretty clean up until now.
In the meantime, there'll be 9:57. Ginger Vitus being sent off for her own penalty, I believe for a forearm or an elbow. In the meantime, 85, Teflon Donna will clear. Thumb is out, grand slam, Philly.
.401 going to the penalty box.
That's Tarantula.
Looking like a high block. She's going in.
Coming right back out. No room in the end.
Teflon Donna's going to call that one off. And now we're going to be starting a jam. Both jammers on the floor. Breezy taking the star for Tampa. Looks like Diva taking the star for Philly. Philly's got 2 in the box.
So Philly kind of putting in their mini break stuff line. They've got 401 Tarantula waiting for her seat in the penalty box.
Yep.
And they got 527 Heavy Flow. And we may have a pivot line being occupied here, Glyph.
Right now, Diva trying to fight her way through a block of 4 down to 2, and she does pop through. High block major, sending Philly to the penalty box.
Unofficially, Glyph, 4th penalty trip for Diva in the bout tonight. Pop and stop by Lily the Kid on Heavy Flow. Breezy clears, grand slam.
They're going to bridge it all the way back. Breezy breezing through. Philly finally get their blockers onto the floor. They were caught in a, looked like perpetual back roll and a push to the floor.
That'll go on 44, fully automatic, courtesy for the assist to call off the jam, Liberty Bells.
Lauren Kill is going to take the star on this jam. It's going to be a Tampa power jam for at least a few seconds.
And the Tantrums putting in their break stuff line, Pupcake, Kruger, Blackjack, and 9 Lives of Alley Cat Scratch. Shout out from DNN to Alley Cat Scratch from her Derby wife, giving her love. Let's see how it shakes out, Cliff.
It's going to be a no pack call here in just a second. Looks like she's pretty far out. And she does get through, lead jam Tampa.
And they'll call number 88 Kong for the Liberty Bells with at least her 4th penalty trip in the bout for out of play, possibly direction of gameplay. Lauren Kill moves to engage.
Gotta let her go. She's through for 5. Lauren Kill getting popped to the inside, popped to the outside and then popped to the floor.
And that'll be Tarantula with the 1-2, the number 2 forcing the track cut, staying inbounds. So power jam, V-Diva and Liberty Bells.
And the worst part about that was the initial pass for V-Diva. Lauren decided to stay on the track, try to get a few more points, getting the penalty, didn't get a chance to call it off. And now we've got a power jam for V-Diva fresh out of the penalty box with a Tampa Tantrum going in.
That's 95-46 Pupcake called for the multiplayer block penalty. That, I believe, is Pupcake's unofficially 4th trip to the box herself. Score currently stands as this pass starts at 142.93, Philly in front. Grand Slam will make it 147.93 Philly.
That is the end of the jam. And just before that 4th whistle blew, she took a step forward and picked up the 5th. That is going to bring the score up to 152 for Philly and 98 for Tampa. Tampa's got a little bit of distance to cover.
Well, really, a step for V-Diva is kind of like 3 steps for any other mortal being. So, you know.
Right now, Tampa still has their jammer in the penalty box, so this is going to be a power jam for Antidote and Liberty Bells. Had to let her go. She's through. Oh! With a back block. Going to release the Tampa jammer. Lauren Kill coming back onto the floor.
And because Lauren Kill served the full minute on her penalty, full power jam for the Tantrums, provided no penalties for number 20. Liberty Bells try to collapse the pocket around Lauren Kill.
They're doing a good job slowing her down. As long as she keep that forward momentum moving. Tarantula sending Lauren Kill around like a pinball. She's going to try to fight through again, coming up there, turn 2.
That's just a full-on Zerg rush now turning into climbing the ladder around. Tarantula tries to get in.
She's going to take those 4 points and call it. This is going to start off Tampa Bay Power Jam. While Antidote's still in the box, right now it looks like we're going to have a little bit of discussion on the floor.
Bench coach for the Tantrums, Candy Corn, briefly coming out to talk to the head ref. Apparently not the need for the official timeout. We're about to get back underway. A little bit breaker will start this off for Tampa in a power jam formation.
Full set of blockers for both teams except for -1 jammer for the Liberty Bells to start this one off. A little bit out there on the floor. Going to the floor for a second. She's back up on her feet, tap dancing around the outside turn, forcing a penalty again on Liberty Bells.
That's 313. Emma knock you out.
They got a lot of penalties stacking up right now. With 17 minutes left, they're going to have to start thinking about ejections in a little while. Little bit passing through on her initial scoring pass for 5 points. She is going to call that one off. Antidote was coming up way too fast.
When she came around that inside straightaway, hoping her blockers were in front, saw her blockers are taking the back, said, you know what? I don't want to risk the points, calling it off.
Smart play.
This will reset. Number 85, Teflon Donna. Number 2, PH Diesel, Philly and Tampa, respectively.
Philly got 3 on the floor for the blockers, 1 in the penalty box. Tampa full strength. PH Diesel, no pack call, but she was still being blocked. We've got a penalty for Philly, number 44.
Fully automatic, out of play penalty. And the giant killer, number 90, Little A, holds the line against Tef. But a no pass, no penalty. PH Diesel does not get the lead jammer call.
Not jammer, doesn't keep her from scoring though. Hopefully she's going to be able to sneak through. Whole split up. No pack being called. She's going to pick up the full 5. She can't call it off, but she is going to be out in front for a little bit. Well, the kid trying to keep a hit in. Teflon Donna decided to call that one off before any more damage was being done. PH Diesel getting through, scoring some points, completely without lead jam. And right now we're looking like we're going to have an official timeout.
But hey, you got officials that have been working for 2 days and they're finally off. They're like, you know, hey.
And the reason for that official timeout, due to a question as to a destruction of the pack or failure to reform, we're back underway, and we're back with V Diva number 18 for Philly with the lead jammer call.
Blackjack getting a hip on, but wasn't enough to slow her down. Getting a 4, calling it off. 156, 112 your score. A little less than 15 minutes left to play in, my goodness, first half? $14 minutes worth of roller derby left in Frankie Panky. How do you feel about that?
That's a lot of derby to go. It really is.
I don't know. I don't want it to end. I could be here for another 2 days. I would. What? I just got being called a liar from about 6 different people.
And once again, the giant killer, Little A, buys enough time to recycle for Lunch Lady, joined by Lily the Kid up front, trying to slow down Antidote. Breezy just getting swallowed up by the 4, now 3 Philly blockers. Tarantula gets the forearm penalty, but lead jammer goes to Antidote for Philly.
Breezy still trying to fight her way through, getting swallowed. I see a black in the back, only 2 blockers on her.
And just Antidote, frustrated, coming around turn number 1, calls it off.
She had a little bit of trouble over there getting knocked out and then trying to get recycled back. She would have had to come all the way back into turn 4 to come back legally. She saw Breezy coming up pretty quick and decided, no, I don't think I'm going to take that trip.
Even through the mouth guard, I could read her lips, and the PG translation was, gosh darn it. Teflon Donna and Little Bit Breaker, Philly and Tampa respectively with the stars. Tampa's got its break stuff line in, and they've got Little Bit Breaker, lead jammer.
Little bit.
Are you kidding me?
Little bit. Slipping onto that inside line. They didn't even see her coming.
Runaway pack around turns 1 and 2.
Juke.
No pass, no penalty on Teflon Donna. Breathes a sigh of relief as she clears the pack. In the meantime, Gingivitis being sent off to the box. A little bit clears, calls it off. Oh, and a high block, possibly being called late. Teflon Donna, again a shot on the nose. You can see the blood marks with our DNN feed coming over to the EMTs. PH Diesel, V Diva with the Stars, Tampa and Philly respectively. V Diva lead Liberty Bells.
PhDs will finally free the pack. V Diva getting through for the Ford. She's going to be able to call that one off. PhD's looking at a chance to get any points on the score. 162-126. Lauren Kill taking the Jammer Star for Tampa. Right behind her, Antidote. Into the inside, Lauren Kill, lead Jam.
Credit to the assist for number 21, Blackjack, clearing out the inside lane. Up front is Kruger, it's Blackjack. Alley Cat Scratch, now 95-46, Pupcake. Boom, big hit by Blackjack. Antidote down in turn number 4. They'll call Blackjack for a high block penalty.
Blackjack going to the penalty box on that high block. Antidote finally threw on her initial pass. Lauren Kill going to call that one off. Diva on the floor, taking a couple of steps through that pack, does come out with lead Jam. Taz jamming for Tampa.
And with that 4-2 pack formation, advantage Philly, no surprises. With the basically the pick and roll play, locking the blockers to the inside. VD comes flying around the outside, gets the 4, calls it off.
Brings that score to 166, 133, 8:43 left to play. A little bit on the floor going up against Teflon Donna. Little bump to the outside between the two jammers. Teflon Donna getting through. Pack was splitting up pretty quick. Got a whistle.
That's going to go on number 9, Alley Cat Scratch. 2 blockers already in the box, so she has to go back to the track. And Jammer for Tampa sent to the box, and Ultra Jam for Philly and Teflon Donna.
Teflon Donna threw for 5 points.
Donna just trying to power her way past Pupcake, and Alley Cat Scratch does it for another grand slam.
Hole opens up at the penalty box. Alley Cat Scratch got to take her penalty time right now.
Now a 3-wall with Kruger, Blackjack, and Pupcake. Pupcake tries to hit the line, but Tef just squeezes on by for another grand slam. And the back block penalty drawn on Kruger. And with a little bit done with her penalty, that's a full power jam minute for the Tantrums just at the time they needed it.
A little bit's going to stay on her feet. That's through on an initial pass, sending another blocker to
Emma
the
knock you
penalty
out.
box. Right now, I've got to be questioning Philly's number of penalties right now. With 6 minutes left to play, that's going to be a lot of penalties in that last part of this first. And Blackjack going in for Tampa.
Blackjack with murder in her eyes when she saw that penalty play, just booking it to the penalty box.
Right now, full penalty box, including a jammer. Excuse me, so 2 blockers for Tampa, 1 blocker for Philly, 1 jammer for Philly. 3 blockers on the floor for Philly. 2
Wait
blockers.
a minute. The Giant Killer with the star, hitting 90 miles an hour, Little A.
Little A's going to fight her way through. Lead jam, Tampa.
Little A, the only Tampa skater to make the All-Star team for Team USA for the undefeated World Cup of Roller Derby champions. 5 points, grand slam.
That's going to be another 5. Finally on the initial pass. Out of the penalty box, Teflon Donna. She's going to get a little bit looking for a couple of more points. Didn't get them. Going to be able to call that off before Teflon Donna gets any on the board as well. 189, 151. Tampa's within striking distance right now with a little less than 5 minutes left to play.
The captains and bench coaches coming out to center track with the head ref. Things are cleared up. Don't need an official timeout. We're underway. PH Diesel and B Diva. PH Diesel! PH Diesel!
PH Diesel and V Diva through. Both of them have 4 points.
Number 313, Emma knock you out for the Liberty Bells to the box again. PH Diesel trying to power her way through the 3-wall. In the meantime, number 88, Khan, forces the pop and stop. Kruger tries to force the pop and stop to no avail. V Diva, grand slam.
PH Diesel finally calling that off after only getting 3 points. 3 very hard fought points. Didn't call it off early, got a little greedy, thought she could make it through that line before V Diva did. Didn't come out that way. 198, 158. 40 points separate the 2 teams with a little less than 3:30 left to play.
And with Pupcake in the box for the Tantrums, unofficially her 5th trip to the box, as we'll reset with Antidote and Lauren Kill with the stars for Philly and Tampa respectively. The Giant Killer, Little A, trying to go for the pop and stop. No pack declared by the refs.
Got a Lauren Kill through it. She gets lead jam for Tampa.
The most micro blocking line ever up front. Lily the Kid has to let Antidote on by. Little A being sent to the box already with 2 blockers in there. And Lauren Kill will get 2 more points as the jam gets called.
Managed to get past 1 in that pack. Picking up the extra point from the penalty box. That'll be 2 points for Tampa. 198, 160. 38 points separate. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to play.
It's time to make the move, Cliff Huckster. If you're looking to win, now's the time to throw down.
Taz powering away through.
And they're going to
under
call her for a forearm penalty.
Taz.
Don't know if that was due to loss of relative position or more than 3 seconds continuous contact. Regardless, Teflon Donna gets the only jammer on the track. She's not lead, so the jam has to go the full 2 minutes.
Tampa finally got a couple of blockers out on the floor. 3 on the floor right now for Tampa. Going up against this power jam from Teflon Donna.
Cupcake called for what I believe is a multiplayer, unofficially 6th trip to the box for the bout. Kruger and Blackjack all alone, out of play, have to let Donna unbuy another grand slam.
Philly racking up the points, increasing this lead to 213 to 160. She's still got a few more seconds. See what she does with this. Blackjack, monster blocks. Taz completing her initial pass.
Teflon Donna trying to call it up, but she's not lead. She can't call it. This jam has to go the full 2 minutes. Taz will clear, gets 4. The jam ends on 2. Tampa calls timeout.
With 10 seconds left on the clock. That was the whistle to end the timeout. V-Diva through and lead jam. A little bit forced all the way to the back.
She's not even looking to engage at this point.
And with the call off.
It's not final until the center official and the head ref calls it final. But unofficially, this means 221-164. The Philly Roller Girls Liberty Bells go undefeated for Franky Panky 2013.
3-0, 2 bouts today. They fought a hard one against Jacksonville earlier, which I was thinking that was going to wear them out for this Tampa. They came out strong. Got to give it up for Philly.
And the crazy thing is both these teams are at the Richmond, Virginia Division I playoff site the weekend of September 13th through the 15th. Philly, the number 4 seed, taking on the Kansas City Roller Warriors in their first bout. Tampa, the number 7 seed, taking on Terminal City in their first bout. And folks, please don't leave after the victory and consolation lap. We will be doing our closing ceremonies and our MVP awards. So stick around, check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We do have closing ceremonies coming up. Do not go anywhere. Glyph and Vince and the guys, thank you very much. They will be doing, or Flirt, or anyway. Guys, don't go anywhere. First of all, you want to show Derby love to all the skaters as they're coming around, but we also want to be a part of closing ceremonies. Vince, nothing but love, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your Tampa Tantrum. Great job, ladies. You throw a bad tournament, it is super bad awesome.
I just want to let everyone know what the great job DJ Ito did this entire bout.
Yes.
All weekend long, he has not repeated a song. He has gone 2 days without repeating a song.
Dude, you're right, he hasn't.
Unbelievable job.
You're absolutely right, Glyph. Ito, we love you, man. You did a great job. Everybody give it up for Ito. Sit tight. We got some announcements coming, and we have closing ceremonies.
Also, I would like to thank my crew that helped put this together, Tampa Roller Derby. Everybody from the security, front door, especially our lead president, Rojo Grande. Give her a round of applause. Do not pick up the track. Don't pick up the track. We got practice tomorrow. Oh, just kidding. Pick up the track. So also, Spain Sinatra. Thank you. Our head ref, Sadie. Thank you. Thank you, Paparazzi. Give him my thanks too. Thank you to all the refs. Thank you so much for coming. All the NSOs, non-skating officials, we appreciate you. We love you. All the photographers, we thank you. Thank you for taking the time and coming. Thank you to the medics, Mama Trauma, and all that jazz. Healing all the broken noses, broken sprains and ankles and all that jazz. And the announcers, all y'all, thank you so much. I totally appreciate it. Flirtin, thank Flirtin for organizing the announcers, the media. Thank you, DNN. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Hurt Reynolds. Thank you, Hurt Reynolds, for providing us with this jazz. Thank you to CVTV, Tommy from Jacksonville, for helping us record. Thank you, DJ Ito. Thank you. I know I'm forgetting somebody else. I know I'm taking too long. Who? Oh, they doing that. Thank you, Blackjack. Okay. Oh, and Rebel, yes, all the vendors. Thank you, vendors. Oh, y'all, thank y'all for coming and supporting and paying your money. I appreciate you.
Your MVP blocker. Hey, are y'all listening? Your tournament MVP blocker. By the way, if this person wants to hang with me at the after party, I know they got a $50 tab, so I'll hang with them. Give it up for Heavy Flow from Philly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been around some quick skaters in my day, but never one skater faster than your MVP jammer. Give it up to Miss Jackson from Jacksonville. Girl, get over here. I know. Great job. Turn around, do your picture. Your MVP jammer from Jacksonville, Miss Jackson. Wait, where'd she go? Do you want them together or no? No? Nope, she's gone. All right. What else? All right. For those non-league members here, thank you for coming.
I'm sorry, one more thing. I forgot one body of people, the fans. Each and every one of you that came and paid the money to come and follow your favorite teams down, I appreciate you also. So thank you.
And on behalf of all the other teams, this is Tommy Riggins of the Jacksonville Roller Girls saying so long from the Sunshine States.